Hope you all are having a super duper fantastic day out there today. Hey, I'm live at 5. 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 Come on, inside of the StreamYard room. Yes, it is Wednesday. It's hump day. Come on, y'all. We in the second quarter. And this whole week, we're talking about wrapping up the quarter, right? Take a look back, right? That was what we talked about on Monday. And today it's all about quarter one down. Let's complete. And when I talk about complete, it's a specific way I defined it or I look at it when I talk about completing something. But before we get into that conversation, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Deneen Merriweather. I am the CEO and founder of Queenpreneurs Jumpstart Program. It is the #1 training environment for women in the world looking to leverage their knowledge, ignite their passion, and build a highly profitable business. And how do you do this? By building your courage, confidence, and competence so you can accept, believe, and commit to what it is that God has called you and created you to do. So listen, come on, y'all. It's all about quarter one down. Put it in the chat. Quarter one down. Yes. And hopefully while you were looking back on Monday, you saw some amazing things that you got done, that you were proud and you celebrated. And you also took a look at those things that you may have wanted to do that you didn't quite get across the finish line yet. And it's okay, because remember, you need to really get straight with yourself and see if it's actually something that you still want to do. Do you really want to accomplish this thing? Do you have it on your list because you thought it was a good idea or someone told you it was a good idea, but you're not passionate about it? I remember working with one of my clients, and it was something that I recommended for her to do, right? But she didn't want to do it. Like, everything in her whole being was showing it's not what she's focused on. It's not what she really wants to do. And you got to have the freedom to be okay with letting stuff go that don't belong to you, right? Sometimes, just like counselors in school, when they see certain attributes in you, or they feel like you could do a particular thing, if it doesn't ring true to you, like, again, remember, oh, this was what I talked about last month inside of Southside Everywhere. If you're not a part of Southside Everywhere private group, you need to search that at the top and come and join us for these powerful conversations. I do this feature called The Nightcap with Deneen Merriweather on Thursday nights at 9:00 p.m. So if you want to be a part of those conversations, come on. But I talked about how when I first got into the radio industry, I didn't have my own vision for myself. Put this in the chat. You need to have a vision. You need to have a vision. Put it in the chat. You need to have a vision. And you need to have a vision for your business, your career, your life, like overall, every area that you can think of. There needs to be some time spent visualizing what it is that you want to see. And I want to say we talked about some of that on last week. But as I had entered into the radio field, I didn't have my own vision. So at first, I borrowed one, right? People that I saw, people that I admired. And then I purchased one. I bought one, right? Where I had, coaches to help me kind of streamline and tell me what it was that I needed to do. And then I birthed one, right? Where it actually came from within, where I saw myself doing something on my own, right? The 3 B's, you either borrowing it, you either buying one, or you're birthing one. Whatever it is, vision still needs to be in play, right? Because even if you're helping someone else with their vision to get it across the finish line, there are certain qualities, characteristics, and things that you're building within yourself that's actually going to help you with your own vision and your own things that you want to birth in life. Just don't let your visions go, but don't continue to live this life without one. So listen. That wasn't even part of the conversation. That was just a nugget, a gift that the Holy Spirit dropped in, boom, boom, and I shared it. But listen, I want you to get super clear looking at quarter one and everything that you've accomplished and everything that you didn't accomplish. Now it's time for you to ask yourself some bold questions. This is something that we do in a mastermind that I'm in, Ultimate Coaches program, right? And I met some amazing people. A lot of people from my Landmark family are part of this community, and we do this thing that called complete, right? Completion. We want to complete what it is in our life that we had set out to do or written down as goals. And when I say complete, meaning that it's whole and complete, meaning there's nothing missing, nothing left out, no regrets. You don't feel bad. There's no hardships. There's nothing that caused you pain, right? And remember, I told you, even for the things that you didn't do, it ain't no need to get out of wax with yourself or making it mean anything about you. See, the things that you didn't complete does not live in the world of your identity or your self-worth or your self-value. It lives in the world of performance. So don't try to pull it someplace where it doesn't belong. And what you need to get straight with is what things you did and what things you didn't do. Like if you set out, I was going to write these emails and send them out to my client once a week or however often you committed to do it and you didn't do it, then you need to take ownership that you just didn't take the actions. But it doesn't mean anything about you, right? You're still wonderful. You're still capable. You're still valuable. You still contribute to your clients. You still make an impact in a positive way. Like, don't throw away your value because you didn't honor what you said, but you can complete it by bringing integrity to it and owning up to it and expressing it to other people that heard you say that you was going to do this, that you restore integrity and tell them, hey, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And what's your new commitment going to be? When are you actually going to execute that in time? Like, I was supposed to receive an email from someone by yesterday. I didn't get it. So today I reached out like, hey, where's the email? Where are the documents? Where are the things that you promised me, right? And then other emails I sent today was, hey, I need clarification on when I'm actually going to receive what it is that you're working on for me, right? Just be proactive in your life. Make things happen. Be at cause of having things to show up in your life. Don't just be sitting back watching, but remember how I talked about intuitively taking action. When something come to mind and they say, call this person, do this thing, I want you to move. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the completion part of it, right? So hopefully all that information gave you context. Hopefully it blessed you. But I want to go ahead and give you these questions that I want you to ask yourself about your quarter one. And this is where you're getting down to the nitty gritty. And this will also be the building blocks for your next quarter. So whatever it is that you need to tweak and change, that was the work that you did on Monday. Today, here's the first question. What is it that you need to say, right? Get somebody like in your community, someone, hopefully you're masterminding, right? Someone in your mastermind group. What is it that you need to say about your performance, about your goals, about your context, about your clients, about the effort that you really made, about your tracking system, about how you measure yourself? Like, what is it that you have to say about what happened in the first quarter? And whatever it is that you have to say about it, say it. And let it be a non-judgmental zone, right? No judgment zone. Put it in the chat. No judgment zone. Even if you want to say it here, drop it here. I mean, I love you. I support you. I stand for you. I believe in you. Just drop it here. What is there some things that you have to say about your first quarter? Like, say it. And then the second question is, what is it that you need to hear, right? So maybe for some of us, it's, I need to hear that I did a good job. I need to hear that I impact the lives of people, right? I need to hear that I'm chosen. I need to hear that I'm enough. I need to hear that I'm valuable. I need to hear that my program was good. I need to hear that my clients love me. Like, whatever those things are that you need to hear, tell it to someone. And then that someone needs to say it to you so you can hear it, so you can internalize it. One of the training programs that I was in 2 weeks, not this past weekend, but last weekend, we learned how to acknowledge each other, right? Because acknowledgement sometimes can be so uncomfortable, right? We get into our feelings when we're not acknowledged, but then when people acknowledge us, we play it off like it ain't no big deal. We can't even receive it. Oh, it was nothing, or this old thing, or whatever it is, like we brush it off. We don't internalize it, but in the very next breath, we say how people don't acknowledge the things that we do or pat us on the back for how we show up and the things we do without complaints, the things we do without people even asking us. So the things that you want to be acknowledged for, you should be able to tell and express these things to somebody that can actually acknowledge you for the things that you have done and that you're doing. Got it? So what is it that you need to hear? That's the second question. What is it that you need to hear? Now, number three, and hopefully y'all out here in the chat, Sissy, I know you in here putting it in the chat. Put it in the chat. So listen, number three. What can I take responsibility for? Now, this is the coup de grace. This is the mic drop. This is the mic drop right here. Number three is the mic drop, but we got another question, but this is the mic drop. And when I say take responsibility for, like, wherever you dropped the ball, whatever you didn't say what you need to say, whatever request that you didn't make because you was afraid or you didn't think they would say yes, and you made this story up about how afraid you were and how they don't like you, or whatever that conversation may be, you need to take responsibility for that. Own it that you didn't do it, right? It was a matter of, again, your performance, that you had something block you or get in your way of taking the actions that you were supposed to take or wanted to take. and for saying the things that you wanted to say. So take responsibility for that. And that could be the cause or the reason why the things that you wanted didn't show up in the first quarter. But guess what? You can have those conversations in the second quarter. You can make those phone calls. You can take those actions. You can send those emails. You could build those programs. You could build a funnel. You could get the product together, like all the things. I just think back to when I first started doing this and I was out here doing lives, but I didn't even have a product to sell, right? I mean, right now, like I need to be increasingly talking about things that you guys can invest in. And I don't like consistently. That's something that I need to do better, a better job at doing, right? So I need to take responsibility that I don't ask for the money as much as I need to. Now, there may be something else for you, but whatever it is for you, just take responsibility for it. See, because I got people around me that's allowing me and helping me take responsibility for my stuff. And then the last thing doesn't need an explanation, but it needs to be on the list. What did you learn? Through all the things that you went through the first quarter, what did you learn? What did you net from it? What can you see now that you wasn't able to see before? What are the actions you didn't know to take before that you're going to take now? Like whatever that picture is, whatever it is that you learned, jot it down and don't forget it. Put it on the poster board. Like I put up here some things that I am expecting in my life on my dry erase board, and I want it in front of me so I can see it. So look, whatever it is for you, do it. Write it down. Say what you learned. Okay, quick recap of the questions. The first thing is, what is it that you need to say? Number 2 is, what is it that you need to hear? Number 3 is, what can you take responsibility for? And number 4 is, what did you learn? Always looking forward to serving you. I'll see you guys on Friday. It's my day, and I'll be live at 5. Hey, I'm live.